Alright, my friends, here we go for the second match here with Grixis Delver. We went and won the die roll again. How lucky of us. Whew. This is a greedy hand, but I've kept greedier. I'm going to keep. So, I think we'll go ahead and fetch a Steam Vents, even though technically we need a black to be able to cast our Gurmag Angler. I think being able to cast the spells that are already in our hand, that are castable off of, one land, is more important. So I'm going to go ahead and fetch a Steam Vents with his Bloodstained Mire and hope to scry some lands to the top. Let's go ahead and take that stop off our upkeep and fetch aggressively. Hope it doesn't come back to kill us. Steam Vents, Shock, Serum Visions, sweet. Question is, do we want Spell Snare as well? We might want Spell Snare in this matchup, so I'll go ahead and top. If we don't want Spell Snare in this matchup, we can go ahead and Thought Scour it away. Birds of Paradise, eh? Let's go ahead and Lightning Bolt that out of here. Slow our opponent's development down. The second Steam Vent's not great here, because we do want a black source to be able to cast this Kolaghan's Command or this Gurmag Angler. Spell Snare may have lined up well on this turn, but if my opponent plays like a Voice of Resurgence here, then we're going to want to go and bin that away. Sweet, and we found a black source here. Ooh, I'm going to head and do that real quick. I want to fetch first because we don't want to mill away our actual black sources. And I'm okay with just playing a Gurmag Angler here. Although, what creature do I want to eat a Path to Exile first? I guess Tasker can grind pretty well, and if this is Green-White Company, 2, 3, probably don't need these two here. And leave our graveyard with good interactive instants and sorceries for the Snapcaster Mage. Alright, Birds of Paradise, that's okay for us. And wow, Noble Hierarchy, I'm gonna electrolyze, those like crazy. I wonder if my opponent blocks here. With like Voice of Resurgence? No. No blocks. So obviously, we may respect the Collected Company if we could. Unfortunately, we can't, right? We don't have Mana Leak, so there's no Collected Company to respect here. Our opponent just main phases it, rightfully so. And hopefully they don't have to find like a Knight of the Reliquary here. Tireless Tracker. Okay, that's dead on sight for me here. No attacks with the Voice. Another land here is pretty good, actually. I'm going to go and attack and see if my opponent makes some suboptimal blocks. That will let me get a 2-for-1 here. Wow, no blocks? Interesting. No Ghost Quarter in the yard. I think I'm interested in making my opponent discard and killing the Tireless Tracker. I'm not worried if my opponent gets lands out of the yard here with Ramunap Excavator. And I will also go ahead and play a... let's see, what did they discard? They discarded a land. Yeah, I thought that might happen, but it's alright. Let's go ahead and get a Blood Crypt here. Question is, what's the better threat here? I think Gurmag Angler is just one... Actually... I think Tassiger. Let's keep more things in our yard here. So 2 more we need to get rid of. Probably Serum Visions and Electrolyze, I imagine. I want to keep the Thought Scour because we're not guaranteed to hit our 5th land, so I don't want to keep both of the 3 drops in there. My opponent just goes Collected Company again. Tireless Tracker, sure. They play a land out of the graveyard. Yeah. They could just activate this right now if they wanted to put it out of K-Command or Electrolyze range. I'm going to go ahead and just go straight to attacks here. Yeah, it's a lethal attack. They have to block with something here. Question is, do they... Alright, they don't block with a Ramnap Excavator, so they're dead. Obviously, I'm going to let damage happen here. Let's go ahead and Bolt face. Don't think my opponent is playing... any main deck Surgicals. Alright, but looks like Grixis Delver gets there in game 1 here. And so this is what I was talking about in the deck tech. These are these like green decks that have dorks, but also use like card advantage engines and things like that. So having these 2-for-1, being able to combat their 2-for-1s with our 2-for-1s is pretty important. I like Collected Brutality in this matchup a little bit, only because it can hit Collected Company as well. Mana Leaks on the draw feel a little worse than usual, only because of Voice of Resurgence, but I think Spell Snare is good enough that we want to keep Spell Snare. Mendelian Click, not the greatest in this matchup. I don't think we really need it here. Is Counter Scroll just better than Mana Leak in this matchup? I don't think so. Although these games tend to go long, so cutting Mana Leak is fine. Just having more interactive cards seems okay to me. Young Pyromancer is fine. We do want threat density here. Inquisition is kind of iffy, but yeah, I'm going to cut Wood Inquisition as well. I don't think Inquisition is that great. Want to be able to interact with the board favorably. Oh my god, Liliana the Last Hope is so good here. I knew I forgot something. Anyways, this hand seems great. Unfortunately, we won't have the luxury of waiting a turn for this Lightning Bolt on this dork, or even waiting 2 turns for these at Static Caster. Drawing another Lightning Bolt does seem nice. Definitely seems nice. Let's go ahead and get a Steam Vents here. Just bolt the bird, always. I mean, don't always bolt the bird. Don't quote me on that, but bolting the bird is definitely correct here. Sure. If my opponent plays a Voice of Resurgence, it's not a card I'm going to want to bolt anyways, so just playing this Grim Lavamancer here seems fine to me. And then you can go ahead and just play this Watergrave Tap to save some life. I could have gotten another red source here. Actually, that might come back to bite us, the way that I played my lands here. I was like trying to save life, but that might not be super relevant. Courser of Krufix, revealing another Voice of Resurgence. So Voice hits me. I say okay. Yeah. Well, so what I want to do here is, and now Darkslick Sword is going to be a tap land. That's the issue. But I think here I want to go ahead and kill the Courser of Krufix. Go ahead and exile our 2 lands. Courser is down. That's a Voice of Resurgence, sure. Another land. Path to Exile, sure. Let's get an island. So I'm glad we got use of our Grim Lavamancer before it was too late. No attacks. I imagine my opponent just missed that. Let's go ahead and Serum Visions here. I like both of I really like both of these cards actually, but the issue with Grimag Angler and Thought Scour on top, so we might have to go top like this. and then play this on our turn. And I'm going to hold back the Staticaster for blocks. So I'll ping the bird at the end of my opponent's turn. So that way I can block, or I can do it after blocks even. Right. Yep. We'll go and block here. Question, do we want to ping that right now? I don't think there's any cause to do that right now. Kill that now. You have a collected company? Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty good one here. Of course, for proof fix, Knight of the Reliquary. That's the scary one. That is the scary one here. We do have the Gurmag Angler. We could play Gurmag Angler, which incentivizes me to get rid of my Thought Scour. I think that's fine, because Thought Scour is just a blind draw anyways. Did I really not pay black for any of this so far? Whoops. If I kept that open again, I'm sorry. I really need to remember to close that out. I think I want to keep one of the Serum Visions in here. Oh wow, they have another Knight on top of their deck. That's scary. That is scary. And hopefully they don't have like Knight plus land on top. That would be the worst. Like a fetch land on top would be the absolute worst. So I guess we could have saved that fetch land for a fatal push. Yeah, that might have been a little bit loosey-goosey there. Alright, but we have a 5-5 here, and the board is a little bit stalled, although they will be able to find things off of their Knight of the Reliquaries here, like Gavany Township that could break a board stall. So we definitely want to find like terminate, snap, terminate, literally for these knights as soon as possible. Wow, Horizon Canopy, probably like the best land for them on top, and they even have the Ramanap Excavator next turn to buy back the Horizon Canopies. Yeah, this game is looking like. Oh wow, they don't even want the Ramanap Excavator. Sure, that's always scary. That they just have better things to do with their mana. Ghost? Oh, they got a fetch land. Sure. So they're getting their knights up to be really big, because that is how they... Wow, Elspeth. Jeez. Did they just... Oh, they just drew the Elspeth. They just drew it right away. They didn't want any chance of us discarding it. Thankfully, they're going to be well, technically they could play it next turn. They can float forest, and then get 2 untapped lands. So like a terminate would be nice here, but we could also just main phase use this K command to make them discard. Wow, and them growing their knights out of range here was really good, right? They're 7/7s. That means even Staticaster plus K command plus Bolt doesn't do it. So here I'm gonna go ahead and make them bin. Do I want to kill one of these, or do I want to, like, kill the Courser? Or maybe I just want to save the Lightning Bolt? Could just save the Lightning Bolt. Well, I probably want to kill one of these voices now that I think about it. Yeah, we don't want them playing that Elspeth next turn. At all. That would be a nightmare for us. Alright. Killing that elemental feels like a mistake. Now that I think about it. And if I'm not using this bolt, what am I doing with my mana? Oh, wait, so what I could... No, I can't do everything I want. Well, I think this game's over. We tried our best. Couldn't beat Knight of the Reliquary. Sure. Alright, at least they're tapping one of them, which means we're not dead. Alright. Find forest. If they keep tapping their knights here, that's probably good for us. Alright, another fetch. Oh, wow. Tireless Tracker, huh? They definitely want to draw that. Oh god. The realistic player in me wants to concede, but yep. The thing is, there is a world where we don't necessarily lose. Wow, they're just going deep here. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. I don't think there's any single card that brings us back from the brink of death here. Definitely not those cards. So, bringing this Liliana, I actually think Mana Leak is okay on the play in some number. Probably don't want Inquisitions at all in a matchup like this. Spell Snare seems okay. Mana Leak seems okay. Maybe we don't want these many Collective Brutalities on the draw, although still a fine card. Is it Staticaster? Not as good as I thought it might be. So maybe 1 is just enough in a matchup like this. Again, ideally we want to go like have a hand with a turn 1 threat. No turn 1 threat, but we have a turn 2 threat. Yeah, I think that's a keeper actually. That's a really good keep. I mean, there's obviously better, there's obviously worse, but we have the Bolt for a turn 1 Dork, and then we have the turn 2 Tasigur if we want. The question is, how do we want to sequence all of this? We could just go, yeah, we want to use our Thought Scour first so that we don't screw up any of our scries, and this also lets us hold up Bolt if we need to. And if we don't need to hold up Bolt, we just Thought Scour, and we're not particularly far behind anyways. So this hand is nice. This hand definitely feels nice to me. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. This is like a Grixis Shadow hand. Although I guess Grixis Delver did it first, right? Okay. I'm trying to think, do we actually have the math right here? Is this... We'll have 1 card in the yard. Thought Scour puts 3 cards in the yard. We don't actually have a turn 2 Tasigur here, do we? Not without a fetch land? Even a fetch land doesn't do it? No, fetch land does it, right? Yeah, fetch land does it. That's not a fetch land, so let's just go ahead and... Well, this turn is the same, right? We'll just hold up Scour plus push. Voice of Resurgence always on turn 2 from our opponent here. For sure. Yep. Let's go ahead and Thought Scour that right now. Okay, command. Yeah, that's... Obviously, we don't want to Fatal Push that right now. We might not even want to Fatal Push that at all. Ooh, another land. So... Serum Visions with our red source. I think that's okay. I don't think we can get punished here. Bottom... I'll top the Electrolyze, though. Electrolyze seems fine to me. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Now we got a Tasigur online. Hopefully our opponent does not have a Path to Exile in their hand. They could very well easily have a Path to Exile. A turn 3, 4, 5, not exactly the most threatening thing. Sure. Could have a Courser here. Courser seems likely to me if they're going for double green. Yeah, Courser it is. And they have a birds on top, so it's alright. Obviously, we're just going to go ahead in here and get some damage going. Alright, opponent does not block. Which I guess is fine. It's what we want, right? And what we could do here is, because we can't enable Revolt on the Fatal Push, we could Fatal Push the Voice here. And get this into play, shock it in. And then we can Electrolyze next turn. Or we can just kind of bluff the... Oh, wow. Opponent hitting land here is pretty good. We can go ahead and bluff the counter magic. The issue is, of course, now that they're incentivized to play a creature to make this elemental larger, but that means that they don't have Collected Company up. But we're playing as if we have the mana leak. So this might make our opponent not play well into this. See what my opponent plays here. Another Reliquary with potentially 4 red, blue. Let's go ahead and just kill the elemental right now. Don't think our opponent has any instant speed shenanigans here. We awkwardly want like a fetch land here. Alright, Grim Lavamancer, not the worst pickup. I have seen worse. It is a 3/3, so again, they have this fetch here. They can play like a Birds of Paradise. So yeah, I think fetch land would make our following turns pretty good here. If they attack here, then that means they're not interested in going for a double block next turn. Yeah, they definitely want to do this right now. Yeah. Ooh, are they shocking? Do they have Path to Exile? They could have a Path to Exile. Yeah. That is rough. That is rough. I think we want another blue source here. And they even gain a life from the Courser. Ooh, Young Pyromancer, huh? Young Pyromancer could buy us a lot of time. Yeah, we could Young Pyromancer here and then hold up like Snap Bolt or something, or Snap Push. Yeah, because Snap Electrolyze is not particularly strong on this board state. And this is another turn where we're not getting Grim Lavamancer out, unfortunately. Our opponent could draw off Horizon Canopy and draw that path and path our Young Pyromancer. And then that would allow us to Snap Push. Just 2 damage doesn't particularly worry me. I'm going to say okay to that. Voice of Resurgence coming down here. Yep. That's kind of awkward. Yeah. I think in terms of our mana, we just have to do it like this. Although I guess if we had drawn a land next turn, this might be a misplay. So if we had drawn a land next turn, then we could have made a token on our turn to kill the Voice of Resurgence, which would let us discard a birds. which we knew about. Huh. Yeah, I think we're just looking for a land here. Best case scenario is we find a land. Gurmag Angler, not the worst card. Not the also not the best card facing down a Path to Exile. So this is kind of awkward. I think maybe we could just go snap Electrolyze the Voice of Resurgence and just outvalue our opponent here. Yeah, maybe that's fine here. Maybe just kind of flood the board with Young Pyromancer. Alternatively, we could K-Command, but I think we're more interested in drawing cards here than we are denying our opponent cards. They're kind of low on mana just a little bit here. And if they want to Path to Exile my Young Pyromancer, it might mean that Gurmag Angler gets to... Wow, do they have another Path to Exile? Oh, Surgical Extraction. Oof. That would have blown out our plans no matter what we tried to do, huh? Alright. You got it. There goes our one of Electrolyze out of our deck. They paid 2 life for that, and they have this Horizon Canopy here that's not free. It might tax them throughout this game. So they're going to see our hand here. They're down to 7. So they also have to play pretty carefully. We can play a Grim Lavamancer to effectively put our opponent down to 3. Our opponent could Lightning... or oh, that's our Exile. I was going to say, what is this? What is my graveyard here? Alright. Well, see you later, Electrolyze. Fortunately, can't Gurmag Angler this turn, but there's an argument that I don't even want to, even if I could. So I have a feeling this Grim Lavamancer will eat a Path to Exile. They're gonna crack. All right, they're gonna crack Canopy. They could actually do it on end of turn. Yeah, that's a pretty nice play. They'll get a Plains here, or even a fetch into a Plains. Yeah. Oh, the Collected Company is a good card. They might not. Oh, and they're gaining life off of this Courser too, so they're not in as bad of a position as we might think that they were. All right, so they're down to 5. Oh, they go back up to 6 because of the Courser. They'll find a land on top of their deck here. Yep, go up to 7. Wow, Scavenging Ooze on top too. That is... Wow, and they even have an activation here, right? Because they get Collected Company. They can play that Scavenging Ooze plus something else. They can activate the Knight of the Reliquary. This seems like the kind of game that just sort of slipped away from us, unfortunately. And if we want to play this Gurmag, then Grim Lavamancer and Gurmag are fighting over the same things here. Wow. Wow, those hits. Nothing short of a Damnation here could really save us. I mean, I thought we played it well with the tools that we had, but maybe I didn't play it well enough. Maybe I could have taken a different line somewhere down the road. Because it feels like we had tempo somewhere towards the mid-game, and then we just kind of lost it. We kind of burned that Fatal Push early, which maybe we should have saved for this night. One of these can probably attack. Probably the Courser. Voice. Voice attack is fine too. Oh, alright, both getting in the red zone, sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what our outs could be at this point, but I guess they start here. Opponent still has a Path to Exile in their hand. Worth noting. Snapcaster Mage not looking great in the face of a Scavenging Ooze. That we could technically... No, we can't even clear it, can we? Wow, I can't even Lavamancer. I'm gonna leave Bolt and push, but I think we're dead here. Yeah, our opponent's got Tireless Tracker to get the train going. They have a Path to Exile in their hand. They have Scavenging Ooze to finish off our yard. Essentially give us no opportunity to even use this Grim Lavamancer. If they keep Choke on top, I think I'm going to just concede. Wow, they had a lot of hate for this matchup. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow, that was rough. That was rough, guys. I'm not going to lie. That did not feel great. I felt pretty good after Game 1, and then kind of just got pummeled Game 2 and 3. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Stick around for a third and final match here with Grixis Delver.